History is filled with kings and conquerors, but what about the queens who ruled with just as much power and cunning? Today, we're journeying to the sun-drenched Swahili coast of the 18th century, to the powerful city-state of Pate, and uncovering the story of a ruler whose name deserves to be known far and wide. Sultana Mwana Khadija. This isn't just a story about a queen. It's a tale of ambition, betrayal, and a woman who refused to be a pawn in a man's world. Pate, located on an island in modern-day Kenya, was a jewel of the Indian Ocean. For centuries, it was a bustling hub of trade, where merchants from Arabia, Persia, India, and even China met with African traders. Gold, ivory, spices, and silks flowed through its ports, creating immense wealth and a unique Swahili culture, a vibrant blend of African, Arab, and Asian influences. The city was a labyrinth of coral stone houses, grand mosques, and formidable fortifications. But with great wealth comes great rivalry. By the mid-1700s, Pate was locked in a fierce power struggle with its neighbors, especially the rising Omani dynasty based in Mombasa in Zanzibar. It's into this volatile world that Mwana Khadija enters our story. Around the year 1764, the ruling sultan, her cousin Bwana Mkuu, died. Now, Pate followed a patrilineal system, meaning power was supposed to pass down through the male line. But Mwana Khadija saw an opportunity. She was a member of the ruling Nabahani dynasty, and she wasn't about to let tradition stand in her way. With sharp political instincts and a network of loyal supporters, she made her move. She outmaneuvered her male relatives and seized the throne for herself, becoming the Sultana of Pate. This was a radical act. A woman ruling a powerful Islamic sultanate was almost unheard of. But Mwana Khadija wasn't just a figurehead. She was the commander-in-chief, the chief diplomat, and the ultimate authority. From the very beginning, her reign was a trial by fire. Her male cousins, furious at being sidelined, weren't going to accept her rule quietly. They saw her as a usurper and began plotting to overthrow her. They believed that a woman was unfit to lead, especially in times of war. Mwana Khadija was about to prove them devastatingly wrong. Her primary rival was her own cousin, Bwana Bakari. He fled Pate and sought help from the powerful Omani governor of Mombasa, who was more than happy to meddle in Pate's affairs. The Omanis saw a divided Pate as an opportunity to extend their own influence over the Swahili coast. They provided Bwana Bakari with soldiers and weapons, and he launched a full-scale invasion of his own home. The battle for Pate had begun. Imagine the scene. Omani-backed forces laying siege to the city walls, the citizens of Pate looking to their sultana for leadership. Did she panic? Did she surrender? Absolutely not. Mwana Khadija rallied her troops and led the defense of her city with remarkable courage. The chronicles of Pate tell us she was a brilliant military strategist. She organized her soldiers, reinforced the city's defenses, and fought back with everything she had. The initial siege failed. Bwana Bakari and his Omani allies were repelled, humiliated by the very woman they had underestimated. But the threat was very far from over. Her rivals were relentless. They regrouped and tried again. This is where Mwana Khadija's story takes a turn from a simple defense to a masterclass in political maneuvering. She knew she couldn't fight a two-front war forever. She had internal enemies plotting against her and external enemies at her gates. So she used the one tool more powerful than any sword: her intelligence. She pretended to negotiate. She sent messages to her cousins, seemingly offering a truce. She proposed a power-sharing agreement, luring them into a false sense of security. She invited them back into the city to discuss the terms of peace. It was a trap, and they walked right into it. Once her rivals were inside the city walls, separated from their Omani allies, Mwana Khadija sprung her trap. Her loyal soldiers surrounded them. The plotters were captured, their rebellion crushed not by a massive battle, but by a brilliant strategic move. Now, what to do with the captured rebels? A male ruler might have had them executed immediately. But Mwana Khadija was more cunning. According to the Pate Chronicle, she devised a punishment that was both symbolic and devastating. She had the male conspirators, including Bwana Bakari, castrated. This act was incredibly shocking, but it was also a calculated political statement. It didn't just eliminate them as physical threats. It symbolically stripped them of their masculinity and their ability to produce heirs, effectively ending their family lines and their claim to the throne. It was a brutal but effective way to send a message to anyone who dared challenge her authority. She was the ruler and her power was absolute. With her internal enemies neutralized, Mwana Khadija solidified her control over Pate. She ruled for nearly a decade, a period of relative stability and strength for the city-state, all thanks to her leadership. She successfully defended Pate's independence against the growing power of the Omanis, something many of her male predecessors and successors failed to do. She proved that leadership, courage, and strategic genius have no gender. However, power is fleeting. Around 1773, the political winds shifted again. The constant warfare had taken its toll on Pate's resources. Her Omani rivals, patient and persistent, saw another opportunity. They supported yet another male claimant from a rival branch of the family. This time the attack was successful. Mwana Khadija was finally deposed and exiled. Her reign, which had begun with such a bold seizure of power, ended in defeat. But her story doesn't end there. The fact that we are talking about her today is a testament to her impact. Her name was recorded in the Pate Chronicle, a history written by the very patriarchal society she defied. They couldn't ignore her. They had to record the story of the queen who outsmarted them all, who ruled with an iron fist, and who defended their city with more courage than many of its kings. Mwana Khadija's legacy is a powerful reminder that history is full of incredible women, whose stories have been sidelined or forgotten. She was a ruler who challenged the norms of her time, a military leader who defended her people, and a political strategist who outwitted her enemies at every turn. She wasn't just a queen. She was a survivor, a defender, and a true sovereign of the Swahili coast. Her story challenges our perceptions of power and leadership in history, and proves that queens could be just as formidable, if not more so than any king. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time to the coast of Pate. If you found the story of Mwana Khadija as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of incredible figures from history. Let me know in the comments what other historical heroes you'd like to learn about. See you next time.